I'm Miss Free, and this is BB8, and this is episode 4 of HavenKids at Home. We love to learn together with you. Are you ready to learn? I know you are. Today we're going to have a catechism review party for questions 1 through 8 with Miss Sarah. We're going to learn a scripture song with Miss Lauren. We are going to learn about a man named Joseph who lived a long, long time ago from Mr. Drew. And we're going to sing a song together with Miss Jeannie, Mr. Drew, and the boys. That sounds like a lot of fun. We better get started. Here we go.
Hi, HavenKids! We're having a party. Come on up. We can't wait.
Hi, HavenKids. We're having a party and you're invited.
Woo! Party, party, party! It's catechism review party time, and we're going to review and party. How's that? Yes. Yeah. Okay, you ready? Fiona is going to help me today, my lovely assistant. Question 1. Ooh, that's a little too scary. Question 1. Who made you?
Dad.
Look at them.
Dad!
What else did God make?
God made all things.
Very good. Question 3. Why did God make you in all things?
For his own glory.
For his own glory. Question 4. How can you glorify God? How?
By loving him and doing what he commands.
Question 5. Why are you to glorify God?
Because he made me and takes care of me.
Very good. Now we have question 6. Question 6. That sounds so intense. Maybe we should make it
Mom
this.
is so intense.
It's so intense. Question 6 of the catechism. Question 6. Oh, my mind just went blank. Question 6. I'm thinking too hard. Question 6. Is there more than one true God?
No, there is only one true God.
Very good. Question 7. And how many persons does this one God exist?
In 3 persons.
Name these 3 persons. Oh, question 8. Name these 3 persons.
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Very nice. Okay, so now we're gonna do the song. We did the review, now we're gonna do the party. Would you like to party with us? I don't know what she's doing. She's crazy. 3, 2, 1. Who made you? God. What else did God make? God made all things. Why did God make you in all things? For his own glory. How can you glorify God? By loving him and doing what he commands. Why are you to glorify God? Because he made me and takes care of me. Is there more than one true God? No, there is only one true God. In how many persons does this one God exist? In 3 persons. Name these 3 persons. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Let's do that again. Here we go now. 3, 2, 1. Who made you? God. What else did God make? God made all things. Why did God make you in all things? For his own glory. How can you? Look, you're not very flexible. You're not. Make a questioning gesture. How can you glorify God? By loving him and doing what he commands. Why are you to glorify God? Because he made me and takes care of me. Is there more than one true God? No, there is only one true God. In how many persons does this one God exist? In 3 persons. Name these 3 persons. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yeah.
Kids, we are glad to see you again. We're singing a different song called Christ is Enough by Hillsong Worship. And I don't know if you know about the song, but basically it's about Christ being enough. There are going to be trials, there are going to be tribulations in this world. That's going to be part of what we're going through. But through it all, Christ will be enough and he will walk us through it.
Corona.
No, Pet. This time don't bite the Corona. Will you get brave?
Hey Haven Treehouse, it's Miss Lauren. Now we're going to work on our scripture verse, which is going to be Genesis 39:2. All right, guys, let's sing our memory verse together. Genesis 39:2. The Lord is with Joseph so that he prospered. He lived in the house of his Egyptian master. The Lord is with Joseph so that he prospered. He lived in the house of his Egyptian master. Genesis 39 verse 2. Genesis 39 verse 2. Verse together, Genesis 39:2. The Lord is with Joseph so that he prospered. He lived in the house of his Egyptian master. The Lord is with Joseph so that he prospered. He lived in the house of his Egyptian master. Genesis 39 verse 2. Genesis 39 verse 2. Bye, Haven Kids Treehouse. Miss you.
Oh, hi guys. Well, I hope your day's going better than mine. I have a little problem. I'm stuck in my room and I can't seem to get this door open. Well, how did you get stuck in your room, Mr. Drew? That is a great question. I locked this door on the outside. Let me try again. I know I can get this. Now, while I'm doing this, have you ever gotten stuck like me? I certainly hope not. Now then. Well, we'll try again in a second. Well, since we've been at home these past few weeks, let me ask you this. Have you ever felt stuck? Trapped even? That makes me think of a story, and it can be found in Genesis 37. Now, if you remember, where is Genesis? That's right, it's the first book in the Bible, and we're in chapter 37. Now, if you have a Bible around you, if your parents have a Bible, go ahead and ask them if you can borrow it and find Genesis 37. Now, while you're doing that, I'm going to try again. Well, I guess I'm not going anywhere. Are you going anywhere? Do you have time for a story? I hope so. This is a pretty good story in Genesis. Now, our story is about a guy named Joseph. Joseph, he was a guy who took care of his dad's sheep along with his brothers. Yeah, he had siblings, he had brothers, and keep in mind, these brothers will play a key role later. But Joseph, he was the youngest of his brothers. And he would tattletale on his brothers whenever they did something wrong. And he would tattletale to his father, named Jacob. Now, as you can imagine, Joseph's brothers would not be very happy about him tattletaling on them, right? His dad gave him a very special coat, only to Joseph. It's pretty freezing in here, so I'm going to grab one of my favorite coats. Here it is. It's one of my favorite coats, and I spent a fortune on this. A whopping $20. It's so cozy and keeps me warm, so comfortable. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to put this on. This is my favorite coat. Had it for so long. Going back to Joseph. Joseph's coat, well, it was much more special than this coat. But Joseph's coat was very expensive, super expensive. It was very special. And as I said earlier, Joseph was the only one to get the coat. His brothers, if you can imagine, were not so happy about that. And because of this, they were very jealous and very mean to Joseph. To make matters worse, Joseph had a dream. And you know what he dreamed? He dreamt that his whole family was bowing down to him. Like a king. His family would bow down to him as if he were a king. So he had this dream, and you know what he did with it? He told his family. He would brag about it. Well, that would just make his brothers even more angry, right? One day, Joseph went to where his brothers were tending the sheep. His brothers saw him from a distance, and they would name call him. They would call him Tattletale Joseph. They would call him Fancy Coat Joseph, Big Dream Joseph, all sorts of names. And they were still furious with Joseph about his special treatment, his special coat. They wanted to hurt him and kill him. They were that angry. They were that jealous. One of his brothers, his name was Reuben. He tried to rescue Joseph from his brothers. He didn't want to kill him. No, he said, instead, let's teach him a lesson and throw him in a pit. A pit. So, and that's what they did. They threw their youngest brother Joseph into a pit, a big hole in the ground. Joseph had no way out. He was stuck, kind of like I am right now. So as he was staying in this pit, in the midst of him being stuck, there is a God. There is a God who protected Joseph. There is a God that provided for Joseph in a very unexpected way. While his brother Reuben was away, a group of traders who were on their way to Egypt, they were passing along. So guess what happened? His brothers decided to sell Joseph to these traders. Joseph, he made it out of the pit alive. Okay, that's a positive thing. But then he was sold. He was sold to these traders. So these traders, they brought him to Egypt, right? They were on their way to Egypt. When they got to Egypt, Joseph was sold a second time to a very important person. At this point, we found Joseph in the pit, and it was God who got him unstuck, right? He got him out of that pit. Now he's in Egypt. He was sold, and we will find out next week how he gets unstuck again. I want to ask you a question. Now, how has God provided for your family? In the midst of these past few weeks being stuck at home, I want you to think about this and ask your parents, how has God provided for your family? How has he gotten each and every one of you unstuck? You know, since I'm stuck in this room, I'm gonna get hungry. Let me check my pockets real quick. More paper clips. Ooh, a half-eaten banana. I think it's still good. we'll go for it. See, the truth is, looking back at our story, is that we are all stuck. We are in need of someone to come and rescue us, kind of like how Joseph was in the pit. He couldn't get out himself. We're all stuck and we need someone to rescue us. Who can that person be in your life to get you unstuck and rescue you? Think about it for a second. You guys got it? That's right. Jesus. Jesus is the only one who can get us unstuck. And he has promised to rescue us, not just to rescue us, but be with us whenever we feel trapped. Whenever we feel like we can't get out. He is the only one that can get us out, that can rescue us. And one way in which we feel, or that we can feel less trapped, is knowing that we can always talk to him and hear the promises that he has made. Tune in next week to see if, for one, what happens to Joseph, and two, if I can get out of the room. Hope you guys have a good day. I will see you guys next week. Still good.
What do you think? I told you we had a lot to do today. Are you tired? No. I'm so glad that you were able to join us today for Haven Kids at Home. It's good that you aren't tired because we have one more thing for you to do today. After this video is over, have your parents go to our website. Next to today's video, there's a button. When you click on the button, there's a list of questions to talk about and fun things to do. Don't stop now. Keep connecting. We'll see you next week here at Haven Kids at Home. Bye.